Well, when I think about Bonnie, I think about a person who was passionate about people, passionate about her work, passionate about learning. So I always enjoyed being with her. So enthusiastic, she was engaging of people.
She was very kind and free-spirited.
She truly wanted to know what was going on in your life and your successes, and she wanted everyone around her to succeed.
This is her high school picture.
To this day, my children have stuffed animals on their beds that Bonnie gave them. So she was that kind of co-worker that not only cared about were you learning, were you doing the best for clients, but first and foremost really caring about the people she worked with and what was going on in their lives.
Well, my husband was first teaching at Franklin and Marshall College, and then he worked for a tobacco company. That didn't go well, so he said, I'll start my own. So then we dug a hole in the farm, which was his father's farm, and that's where it started. It was a little red brick building. And
Mom and Dad formed Lancaster Laboratories, and all the kids worked at the lab. Some of them worked there as adults, others it was while they were growing up. They all know how to wash test tubes.
Well, I think, some days we, as young kids, we fought like cats and dogs, and actually my brother would sometimes have to separate us. But that in turn grew into just a deep love and caring for each other. And we spent a lot of time together. We talked every other day on the phone. When she moved to Michigan away from Pennsylvania. And she was always my big sister. She was the typical big sister that took really good care of me and made sure that I made good decisions. And then, when I had my children, she was the best aunt, my kids will say. She was just the best aunt you could have had.
I was a chemistry major, but loved computers and accounting. Carol was a math major, but then got into the human resource angle. So it's not like we just continued on a straight road, but Bonnie went completely different, and she chose her own path. She really developed. When she went out to Michigan, got her master's degree, and really took a hold of working with older people, challenged people.
And that work ethic, that ability to see what it is when a family owns a business and how the employees become family. I think that drove Bonnie in a lot of ways to say, this is how I want to react to the people that I manage and supervise. They're my team.
She actually hired me. I remember being very excited about the interview and just so thrilled that she was so nice and warm. And after the interview, I remember her popping her head in and saying, "You really want this job, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah." She certainly helped me learn and grow and blossom as a professional. She was always either reading or listening to something, recommending something to us. She was quite a mentor to me.
She just wanted to make a difference. And she was very focused on the people that she felt didn't have an advocate. She spent a lot of her career with older adults, and she was always an advocate for seniors, and we don't understand what they go through and how can we make these nursing homes like a home for them, etc. And then she got involved with children and families, and she worked hard to keep families and their children together. And so she just, if someone needed an advocate, she was there for them.
Even when my husband, Earl, was ill, they would talk on the telephone about every night. She would call him and see how he was doing.
I know all of us who knew her miss her. She left a big footprint for us.
Think of her every day.
We had, as a family, a lot of people that supported us through this transition. The same way many of all of you who work in this industry support people through transitions. Not necessarily a death, but it could be. And we just want you to take that same spirit that we had and the support that we had and apply it to everybody that you deal with on a daily basis.
About 10 years ago, we started just kind of putting a tagline on our administrative trainings that we would tag that it was a Bonnie Hess leadership training, because the room was full of her friends, and the idea of doing something in her memory with her standards of quality would inspire people.
It used to be that you could say, we do good work, and as evidenced by the fact that we help people who are struggling in life, we help them improve. Excellence today means, can you measure that? Can you quantify that? How do you know they're doing better? And are they doing better in a way that's going to sustain them for a better future? So all of the things that she stood for as she managed programs for us, I think are the hallmarks of a Center for Excellence. It's the passion for the people. It's always learning, continuously learning. It's applying new techniques and new ways of doing things. It's measuring results. All of those kinds of things together add up to a forum here, if you will, at the Center for Excellence, where we get equipped so that we can equip others to have a better life. And that certainly is Bonnie Hess. She made our agency, she made us personally better people.
It's hard in this industry to help people learn and grow. There's so many demands on their time, and so if we can make it easy for people to learn and easy for people to grow, and if the center can do that, then the sky will be the limit for where they can go.
And I'm looking forward to this center teaching these men and women the art of caring and loving.
And Bonnie knew years ago that that was really going to be the secret to real quality service with clients, and I'm just thrilled that the Hess family still believes in our mission and that our agency leaders have decided that it's important that we take this time, that we get staff out of the environments that they're in and day out, and really expose them to great learning opportunities. So ultimately, we can deliver even better services than we're doing today.
Because of this center, this world will be a better place to live.